So how should we start this video?
We haven't made a video in a while because we've been a little bit busy shopping around.
And getting ready for our new van. We bought a Volkswagen Westfalia. Hashtag van life. Kind of.
Kind of.
Kind of.
We won't be living in it.
Yeah. As you know, COVID-19 has kind of put a little bit of a wrench in our travel plans for this year.
A big wrench. It's a big wrench.
It's more of like a smash, break, crack, completely destroy. But hey, you know what? We're looking on the bright side. And the bright side is we're finally doing something we wanted to do for so long, which is buy a camper van. Specifically a Westfalia.
And we've been talking about Westies for a few years now at least, and looking at them and seeing what's for sale, but we never really pulled the trigger on any. But this year it just is like the perfect opportunity.
Yeah. So why did we buy a Volkswagen Westfalia versus any of the other like RVs,
Campervans,
trailers, sprinters, etc.? Well, I think the first thing is we're not living in it full time. It is just a camper van for camping.
We don't need the space of like the bigger RVs or the sprinter vans or anything like that. And there's just benefits to having a smaller vehicle that we can park in a garage.
Our garage specifically.
We can easily fit into any parking spot.
Which we are currently parked at.
Yeah. It's just easier to drive, easier to navigate.
But also, it's just so cool.
Yeah.
Like, it's just like the fun, cool factor. We wanted a fun van. Sprinter vans is definitely something we heavily considered, but they're just, one, way more expensive. Like, unless you're gonna build it out yourself, which you probably would spend a good chunk of money as well. It's just, to buy an already built out sprinter van is quite a lot. Same thing with like if we bought a trailer, we'd have to buy a new vehicle to tow it, and we bought like a full-on RV, like they just get just bigger. Now
there are obviously drawbacks to buying a Westie over some of the nicer, newer vehicles. Like, it is an old vehicle. This is a 1987 Volkswagen Westfalia, so it's got older technology, older engine with less power. It's not as nice as the newer ones.
Things are old and things are gonna break and have broke, and it's, you know, it's a project.
So how did we choose this Westie over the other ones that we looked at? Well, there are many different versions of the Westfalia. They started all the way back in the 1950s, and up until like 2003, I think, was the last production Westfalia, which was the Eurovan model, quite a bit different than this. But there were many different models with different options and engines and everything over the years, and we liked the later 80s models.
It just looked cool. Like the Vanagon style,
the body
looked
style,
really cool. Two, they did have a lot more upgraded features versus like the 70s styles or even the earlier 80s. They also have like cooler headlights that makes it look like, was it Knight Rider?
Yeah, the rectangular headlights we liked more than the round headlights up front.
This is the cool Westie, and it's 1987. It's the same year both of us were born, which we thought was really cute. So it's like the perfect van for us. We wanted to be able to use the van this year, so there's all kinds and conditions of Westfalias out there. There are ones that need a lot of work and TLC, which obviously are going to be a lot cheaper. This one was a bit more expensive because it was in really good shape. Like, the interior is fantastic. Exterior has very minimal rust, which is hard to find except for if you like get a Westie that just has a brand new bodywork or paint job done.
It's got a solid engine. It just had a bunch of work done to it in the last couple of years.
It was rebuilt too.
It was rebuilt. All the coolant lines were changed and everything. So that was a big selling feature for us.
Yeah. So after we spent about 3 weeks looking at various Westfalias, we settled on this one, we got it, and we got to work with cleaning it out. It took us 4 days to clean out this van. We scrubbed it from top to bottom, and now it looks even better than it did.
That is what's been coming out of our seats and our carpet. Everything was in pretty good shape. It just needed a good clean.
Aside from the sink, which we thus found out that had a cut sink line.
The city water line for the sink had been cut, and they had plugged the side of the line that goes to the faucet, but not coming from the city water hookup. So as soon as we plugged in the hose and turned it on to test out city water, it just started spraying water all inside the cab.
Good time.
So we found that out pretty quickly.
So that's the first thing we really need to kind of sort out is the sink situation, which isn't working great.
Yeah. So we can, like, I can repair the lines, but the faucet is also leaking internally and coming out where the wires go into the little 12-volt switch to turn on the pump. So we'll want to replace the faucet. That'll be probably our first repair we'll do to this thing.
But we actually made an entire video all about all the cleaning and the fixing, little fixes that we were doing and working on. And that is an exclusive video for our Patreon. If you didn't know, we have a Patreon page where we're posting exclusive stuff, extra stuff.
There'll be some videos there, some posts about what we're up to, more frequent updates.
And like sneak previews for things that you'll be the first ones to find out. So if you're interested in joining our Patreon, supporting what we do, I'll leave links down below. You can go check it out. We do, however, need one thing for you guys. Now that you know about the van, we need a name for the van. So it's red. As you can tell, there are a couple funky stickers. There's a pineapple sticker, and we put a pineapple air freshener there. It's from 1987.
And it's a Westy.
And it's a Westy.
So yeah, give us your name suggestions down below of what you think is a suitable name for this van.
And then we'll probably be voting them on Patreon, and we'll select it and let you know.
Do you have any names off the top of your head that you like?
I don't know.
Puns are always funny.
Puns are funny.
Like Westy Snipes. Or
someone on the Patreon said Van Wilder.
Van Wilder.
That was pretty funny. I also just like pineapple.
Just pineapple?
There's a pineapple.
All right.
I don't know. Help us think of a name for it. Let us know down below in the comments.
It's a German vehicle.
It's a German vehicle.
Be like David Westelhoff or something. I don't know.
Maybe not as complicated as that.
Maybe a shorter name would be better. So we do have various plans and ideas of what we want to do to the van going forward. Little upgrades, additions, modifications. Some of them being like a solar panel kit that we want to get.
New fridge.
A new fridge, which
the Westfalia fridges are not the best.
They're not the best. Yeah. They're known to be not super reliable and being a potential fire hazard that I've heard, and not really getting very cold. So there are like little plug-in 12-volt fridges that are really efficient, the newer ones nowadays. And so that would sit like right here essentially. And just hook up to the auxiliary battery, which is underneath the driver's seat. And then the solar kit, which is another modification we want to do, would charge up that battery and keep our fridge running while we're away from a plug-in.
An awning would be
nice. An awning would be really nice.
For like right now where it's kind of like sunny and raining. I don't really know what this weather is. It's a bit bizarre.
Yeah. So they sell these little rollout awnings that attach just above the sliding door. That rollout, which are really nice.
And then probably little things as we kind of get used to camping with the van and seeing what is it that we really want. We want to make this a cool Westy. We want to soup it up. Make it super fun.
I mean, we're not going to change that much about it. There's just a couple little things that would be nice to have.
So I hope you guys are excited as we are about this. All summer, we're going to have so much fun in our new Westfalia. And that's it for this video. But we are planning on doing a full Westfalia tour. That'll be in a future video coming up probably next.
Probably the next video, yeah.
So we'll go through all of the little details of the van with you, tour you around it, and introduce you to our unnamed van.
Westy Snipes.
Well, maybe not Westy Snipes, but it'll be so much fun. All right, thanks for watching, guys and gals. Bye.